On this episode of Travel Smart, I've got 48 hours to explore the city of 100 spires, Prague. It's a city filled with history, art, and this famous fairy tale skyline. I'm here to see how much you can really fit into a few days, taking in the landmarks and learning a few local tricks along the way. Prague is a great option for a city break that looks picturesque in pretty much any weather. Flights from the UK take an average of 2 hours and, most importantly, they're cheap, meaning it's a great destination for a last-minute trip. First stop is getting into town. Now, you should skip the pricey airport taxis and take the number 59 bus. This links straight to Line A of the metro, and for about £1, you'll be in the city centre in less than an hour. Once you're in, Prague is one of the most walkable cities in Europe. The main sites are all close together and you can cross from the castle to the far end of the old town in about 20 minutes, or walk the full stretch of the tourist zone in just under 40. But if your feet give up, public transport here is quick, clean and well connected. A 24-hour ticket includes buses, trams and the metro, all for under £5. And the trams aren't just practical, they can also be part of the experience. Tram 22 takes you past some of the most scenic parts of the city, past the castle and through the old town. It's basically a sightseeing tour for locals. You can't come to Prague without crossing the Charles Bridge. It's been standing since the 14th century and is lined with statues. It gets busy, but it's all part of the atmosphere, with musicians and artists along the way. If crowds aren't really your thing, Prague has no shortage of bridges to take in the views with less people around. From here, head towards the Old Town Square. This is the real heart of the city. It's surrounded by pastel buildings and Gothic towers and home to one of Prague's most famous landmarks, the Astronomical clock. Every hour, crowds gather here to watch the display, but a top tip from locals is not to stand directly in front of the dial. The little figures appear in the windows at the top, so it's best to stand slightly off to the side. The castle complex towers above the city, and it's easy to see why it's one of the most visited spots in Prague. You can wander through the courtyards without even needing a ticket. It's one of the best places to get a sense of the city's history. But if you want the same views without the crowds, head for the castle gardens instead. These sit just below the main complex and are usually a lot quieter, with panoramic views of the city once you've tackled the stairs. And if you come up here later in the day, here's a handy tip. The Golden Lane is free to enter after 5 p.m, so you can wander through these colourful old houses without the crowds or the cost. Beyond the landmarks, Prague has an incredible creative energy that sits alongside all of its history. Modern art is everywhere, from sculptures and murals to installations hidden in courtyards. One of the most famous is the rotating Franz Kafka head by Czech artist David Černý. It's made up of mirrored plates that twist and turn, reflecting the city around it. You'll find a few of his artworks dotted across Prague, and they're always surprising. The Žižkov television tower is another landmark that blends the city's old and new sides. It's one of the more unusual buildings in Prague, with Černý sculptures of giant babies crawling up its sides. Head up to the viewing deck and you'll get one of the best panoramas in the city. We're at Cantina, a spot popular with locals set inside a grand old bank. Here, you grab a card on arrival, order meat by weight, and watch the chefs carve cuts right in front of you, all while the beers are poured from taps built in to marble counters. Czech food is all about comfort, with slow-cooked meats in rich sauces on most menus. You'll also see plenty of goulash, fried cheese and pork knuckle, real warmers for the colder months. The kind of food made to go hand in hand with a refreshing beer. And speaking of beer, this is where Prague really shines. Now, most traditional spots serve tank beer, unpasteurized lager, poured fresh from chilled copper tanks. You might also spot rows of chimney cakes sold on almost every corner, often called a Czech delicacy. Skip them, it's all a bit of a tourist trap. They actually come from Hungary and are seen locally as more of a novelty. If you want something truly authentic, duck into a traditional bakery or cafe instead. Keep an eye out for a Vienna Czech or Vitrnik, dense pastries filled with cream or caramel that locals love.
There's a lot of custard. It's nice, it's just really cold. I would definitely recommend the Castle Gardens. The colours blended in with the Gothic architecture is really stunning. Even just solitude, there was no one around. Also definitely a spot for couples, but also it might just be a city for everyone. There's been young children around. It does seem to cater to most types of tourists. Prague is a place that packs a lot of character into a small space. Now, every street seems to tell a story, and even in just 48 hours, you can really get a feel for the rhythm of the city. Think old charm, creative energy, and a little bit of mischief. There is still so much that I haven't had time to see, but that's the best part. This genuinely does feel like a city that you'd want to return to time and time again. More travel inspiration and city guides, head to independent.co.uk/travel. See you next time.